you know about like 90-day payment sometimes.
What's
like,
the point in 90-day turnaround time?
You know?
It's actually a joke.
Yeah. Even
like, you have the
30
money in your bank.
Literally,
right there.
it's sitting right there.
Give it to me.
Just transfer that. You don't have to post it. So when it's just
I'll do anything, mate.
Yeah.
I'll sell my soul.
What is your highest paid deal?
My highest paid deal is...
Wow.
So, what is your name or what type of content do you create?
My name is Keenan Lamb. I am a cinematic vertical content creator. It's a cool name.
Yeah.
Someone gave it to me. And yeah, I just create kind of fun, dynamic lifestyle, tech, travel focused content. And yeah, it's pretty much what I do, yeah. And I also have like a filming side as well. So I do like commercials and stuff for brands where I'm not in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Cool. Oh, I think people now know me for making comedy-based videos around the industry that we find ourselves in, the ever-changing content creator industry. But then also make videos for clients where I might be in the video or behind the camera to help sell a product. And also do sort of DP stuff for brands where I'm bigger, sort of scale, horizontal rather than vertical. And,
What's that?
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, that's the juice.
Amazing. So what led you to start creating videos, and what's your experience been like?
I think from, let's say, way back when it was like photos, and then we made that transition to video. I think like it's so typical now, but like I think lockdown really forced that. Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to short form content. Bored making screen recording Lightroom edits and just posting them, and then realizing that maybe could start putting myself in front of the camera a bit more. But I think that was like the light bulb moment of where maybe me in front of the camera was maybe the key to maybe a bit of success, like showcasing personality. And I think just the best experience is a bit like of a rounded thing. Like the people that have reached out to me, clients or companies that I've used products of, have like come to me and asked me to make videos for them.
Yeah.
And just, I guess, like being true to who you are, like being actually like making content that makes me feel good, is probably like overall like such a good experience, because
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
making
like,
stuff that you actually are proud of and happy with.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise you're just doing it.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think someone coming up to me on the bus the other day and saying keep up the good work was like probably the best experience, because
that's pretty sick to be recognised in public.
One stop from home as well. Like he's local, right? So like I was like,
he's your new best friend now.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably an experience for me which makes it all worth it. So
that's sick.
What about you?
Yeah. What led me to start creating? I think I started off doing stop motion videos. I was very young, probably like 12 years old. I wanted to be a Lego designer, right? Mm-hmm. And then I made this stop motion thing and this Lego thing, and then I started editing those videos. Then I started doing YouTube, just doing like stupid tutorials on YouTube, how to make like origami stuff like that. And yeah, I think just from then I decided to get my own camera, started making travel vlogs when I went on holiday with my family. Like they were nothing great, but
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, got to start somewhere, right? And then yeah, just started doing that a bit more and more. Went to school, was going to do like mechanical engineering, that completely flopped. Went traveling, made more vlogs, and I think just the more videos I made allowed me to kind of like find my style of what I wanted to do. And then yeah, just lead me into this kind of travel content creation industry. And then yeah, that's pretty much it really. I never wanted to do it like from the start. It was just falling into it, learning that I was pretty good at making this style of content. People like this style of content, and then yeah, just from there.
I think I know the answer to this question, but like, what is your favorite brand collaboration, and like, just tell us why.
So my favorite brand collab is probably Samsung. So I'm a Samsung ambassador for this year, which is pretty cool. As well. Yeah, so it's a very good collab because they kind of trust my style. They trust everything I do, and also like a really, really big brand as well. So it's a really cool brand to have one on my portfolio, but also the people that I'm working with at the agency, they're super cool, and they like my work and stuff like that. So it's like a it's almost like a family right now. The whole kind of Team Galaxy, everyone kind of knows each other. The agency know each other, and I think Samsung as a brand, in comparison to other phone brands, not like trying to make any of them sound bad at all, but Samsung are really pushing that kind of social aspect, and they're not too focused on like marketing the tech specs of a phone or whatever. They just want to build noise around the brand name or the product. So, and then that basically allows me to be very creative. So that's not a few words, but what's your favorite kind of brand collab?
I mean, I think like, let's say 2 client ones that stick out for me is, let's say, Rode microphones and also Dimension, the artist, because it's like 2 things that I've listened to for a long time, Dimension, and the second one with Rode is like the only real microphone brand I've used and trusted throughout whenever I've been doing this stuff. I had the first video mic go, it was like 50 quid or whatever. I remember vlogging in LA, the audio was terrible, but like whatever. But I think they also coming to me based off a video that I made just on a whim, like a random video about just, if you have an idea, go and make it.
Yeah.
And since working with them, like full creative freedom, like did 3 raps for them, you know, just like they're basically like, okay, here's a product, we trust what you want, go make it. I think only 1 video I've had a real like brief, and that's nice. Like, as you know with Samsung, like they trust your vision, they trust like, what you're capable of doing, and they know that you can bring that to the brand like on a global scale to help essentially like sell the product basically and make it appealing to everybody and show that it's what you need as a creator. And then with Dimension is like just a mad thing, because I remember like back in a previous life, like cycling to work every day, having his tracks in my ear as I'm like speeding to work late helped me get there quicker, and like now I'm like good friends with him. And
what's it like being like on stage when you're shooting and seeing like the huge crowd?
Yeah, when it's a big crowd, it's like, it's crazy because people are there like traveling from like all over to come and see him at a show, and you know, they're like, wow, like he's like a music god to them. And whereas I'm there filming with him, not only because I'm just being paid to be there or whatever. It's like I want to be there as well. Like it's a collaborative thing as well as a job. So, and it's literally my favorite artist. So
has he ever let you go on the decks?
Yeah, a couple times, couple spins, you know,
couple scratches, couple errors.
But yeah, no, really good.
Yeah, sick. Right, do you prefer complete creative freedom or a big budget?
I think this one is like, if you have a big budget, it could be something that you wouldn't particularly want to do.
Right, yeah.
But
it's a big budget.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, you know, you're going to be good financially for a while. You ain't got to worry about, you know, leaving the heating on. But whereas if you've got complete creative freedom, it could be something where maybe that if you do that and they love it and it leads to something else. Whereas, to say, a big budget thing can be, there's more pressure that comes with that, I find, because depends on the client. I mean, some clients throw money at a project, whereas some will bank on like you delivering with a big budget. Because you've got a dream to sell, or you'll bring this vision to life. But yeah, going back to like with Rode, the money's like good, and it's full creative freedom. So it's like that's a sort of like a coming together. But
best of both worlds.
Yeah, literally. But I think, but then I've had jobs where I've been big pay and I didn't particularly like enjoy the process. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I probably would go with creative freedom.
Were you just going to randomly say
just
big
about,
budget?
Yeah, I'll probably go creative freedom, because like for me now, it's always been a thing where I want to make something I want to make.
Yeah.
And if ever I have to do something where I'm not fully like invested in it or like really love it, then I kind of like, I wouldn't say it shows, but I don't want to feel that way about content. I want to like what I do. And yeah, we'll do jobs from time to time where we'll get paid to turn up, film or whatever, deliver. But yeah, what about you?
I think if it's like one or the other, so like if it's complete creative freedom and like very little budget, or big budget and no creative freedom, I'm going to choose creative freedom, because of, especially in this stage of my life right now, I'm happy to create things that like I really want to do. So yeah, I think creative freedom is, I'd take that. Big budget's nice, but creative freedom
comes with a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the headache, and you can only buy so many paracetamol. All right, tight turnaround or delayed payment?
Oh, delayed payments, tight turnaround, 100%.
All day long.
I think tight turnaround is just normal.
Yeah.
I had a job when it was like that they were like, oh, can you give us the brief by Monday? I was like, okay, I'll give you the concept. They accepted by Monday. I like, can we have delivery by Thursday?
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah, but if they delay the payment, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm on their case.
It's the one. Yeah, like I mean, even being in the music industry, like some of these artists, like 24-hour turnaround. And it's like going through that much content. It's just better to get it done. But in hindsight, it's better to get it done and out of the way.
Yeah.
Rather than delivering something and then you're waiting. Like, I mean, you know about like 90-day payment sometimes.
What's
like,
the point in 90-day turnaround time? It's actually a joke.
Yeah. Even
like you have the money in your bank.
Literally,
right there.
it's sitting right there.
Give it to me.
Transfer that.
Yeah.
I'll give you the details. You have the details. Send it. You know.
Send me. Right, quick fire. Edit on your laptop or edit on your phone?
Now it's like laptop just for like the control. Like I remember when I first started even just taking photos before I was like full time, I would love like, I had like an SD card which had Wi-Fi, so I could transfer it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was like they're called like Flash Air or something. Right?
That's sick.
And they were 32 gig cards and you could transfer from your phone, then a camera to your phone. And then I could just like put it into VSCO and just like start editing.
When did they have that?
Oh, like 2016, 17 maybe.
Oh man, I guess I wasn't born then. Yeah, I hadn't seen that.
And but that was like before I guess it was like demanding. Whereas now with video, if it's a story and I filmed clips on my phone, then it's going straight to InShot or whatever. But if it's now we just film with camera so often, then it's only on the laptop.
Yeah, laptop.
DaVinci, mate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah.
But I feel you're the same, right?
Yeah, laptop, 100%.
Because the quality is what you can bring to an edit. You know, especially if it's for a client, then it's straight laptop. But even sometimes with stories, like, even though I think we had this conversation the other day about just posting a clip to the story straight out of camera, which I was doing actually last week. It's quite freeing to just do that.
Yeah.
But if it's something behind it, you want to make some little spice, then it's got to be laptop.
Laptop. I think laptop every day. Yeah.
Cool. I think I know the answer to this, but S-Log or Rec 709?
Rec 709. Nah, S-Log, 100%.
All day long.
Yeah, save your highlights.
Yeah.
Same with you?
All day long. Yeah.
Wonderful. Right, color grade or straight from the camera?
Mate, grading is life. So much fun to grade. Like, I mean, something that you can always improve at, I think. But like, I want that flat image and I want to bring the colors.
Yeah. Definitely never straight from the camera if you're shooting S-Log. Nah.
I think I filmed a reel recently and it was in S-Cinetone, but I didn't know that. I think I just put the setting on just to see, and then when I was looking at it, I was like, wait, I didn't remember. Why does it look like this?
That's Rec 709, that is.
But color grade straight.
100%. I actually saw someone post a video, not going to mention who, but like my friend sent them all the clips in S-Log and they didn't color grade it.
I've seen this. And
it was just flat.
Like even like I saw Barcelona posted things on their Twitter and it's log. Like, what is this? Like, come on, just slap a grade on that. Long form or short form?
Short form at the moment. I think it's more rewarding. I think,
you do like a bit of long form. We all do, but travel films have got to be in long form.
Yeah. But I think for now, at the moment, short form is the one.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you? Yeah.
So I mean, it's like filming a lot more in horizontal. Like for certain clients, I'm used to getting back into that now, and you kind of like seeing a long form final product.
Yeah.
But I think the way most of the content that you and I do is short form. It's easier.
100%. If you had to lose one piece of your kit, example tripod, camera, laptop, or a phone, what would it be and why?
Oh boy. Well, I've never lost a tripod. Keep losing water bottles, but I've never lost a tripod. One piece of kit.
That's a tough question.
That is a very tough question.
Everything has its own place.
Like, if I don't have a camera, then
that's it, mate.
Not good.
Back to your day job.
Yeah, laptop means you've got to edit on the phone. But edit on the phone, don't lose the phone.
It doesn't have to be these four. It can be anything.
I know.
Anything.
Oh, I could just pick one thing then. Maybe lens cap.
Yeah, you can lose the lens cap. Yeah,
lose that. Yeah.
I would lose. I don't even know.
Don't want to lose anything. Everything's there. We need all those things.
If it's a shoot that has no creative freedom, I'll lose my SD card. I can go home.
Yeah, good one.
I'll take that.
Cool. What are some challenges that you face
challenge I face as a creator is, I think it's like constantly trying to be better than yourself, and I find that quite hard. And that's also a reason why I'm not posting like so often. It's because every single time I'm trying to do something better, and then when maybe a brief comes in, or a brief comes in, and I feel like I can't do something that is better than my last video. I find it really hard to think of an idea. I find it really hard to, just make something work, because I'm always like.
You've never been someone that's like banging out content like daily.
No.
You've always taken time between your pieces.
Quality over quantity for me. Like, it doesn't work for everyone, but I think that's one of my hardest challenges is trying to make things work, and I think just stuttering right now. Posting content and not thinking about it too much. That's what my challenge is.
I agree.
What's your challenge?
Yeah, I think it's similar, where it's like now, especially now in my new sort of avenue I'm going down in the comedy, it's making the next video funnier perhaps, or like more unique angle, because I found that some of the stuff I'm doing, or I know some of the stuff I'm doing, is quite unique. Like, not a lot of people are doing it. But then that comes with a lot of pressure to like make the next video something else, you know?
Yeah.
Some videos that I've made where like the one about the scratch discs, like I literally like filmed that, I was editing it thinking like, no one's gonna get this, and I was literally like, why did I waste 2 hours filming this and an hour editing it? Like, but then when I posted it, like the comments were just like this, like laughing emoji.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so now I have to come up with something that's gonna top that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's it's a fortunate position to be in, because of where my sort of direction is right now, but also it's hard because now I feel for comedians like doing shows, because coming up with new material it's hard work.
Yeah, it's not easy.
You know, and I think scripting videos about what we know in the industry is one thing, but then making like fun out of that and relatable is another.
I think it's there. Once you've found something that works for you, it's people like us who are trying to make it better each time. That's how we try and separate ourselves. But there's people who just found what they know, and they just do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Exactly.
I personally, my own like morals don't agree with that.
No,
just
same.
need to like make yourself better each time. So, yeah, definitely, it's a big challenge.
It is.
Big challenge. Right, so what are some of your techniques for growing and engaging with your audience?
I would say just like now where I'm at, it would just be like being yourself, I think, and just finding something that makes sense to you, and maybe you'll find the right people that way. You know, I just think that the trends and everything else that in this like photographer, videographer like industry there's so many, and it's quite saturated, and you just become another guy, another girl in the sort of mixer.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're willing to like do something that feels natural to you, and like I always felt I was funny, or people would laugh at me rather than with me, I don't know, but like it's like I always felt I had something to give, and it's whether that be accents or, you know, just like light-hearted take on the industry, but it's always the fear of, will they find it funny? And as soon as you find out that people do find it funny, then they engage, you find the new audience, and then you essentially find the right people to follow you.
Yeah.
Because rather, if you make something that like you don't really feel natural, then you'll get people that you don't really want. So I think, I just think that being genuine is.
I think so as well. Like you always find an audience. I mean, like if you go on TikTok, there's an audience for absolutely everything.
Literally.
I was watching like the other day an unboxing of like this little gummy rat. Like this guy did some stupid accent, and it's like I'm watching this and I'm engaging with it because it's just stupid.
Yeah.
So really just like trying to be yourself, or try and just do something that's a little bit just out of the box. Don't copy everyone else.
Literally.
Like you see so much of the same stuff nowadays. People are just getting tired of it.
Yeah.
It's just you got to be you, and that's what separates you from other people, right?
And if being you is like doing some mad stuff, then that's fine. And you'll find the right audience, you know. But like, if there's so many creators out there that literally have, I think, just pointed the camera at themselves and been like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, and if it works, it works. Won't know till I try. And that's the key thing. I think like if you don't know until you do it,
Yeah,
you know,
they're not too shy.
especially like if you're acting or if you're doing something like that. Whereas, you know, I think you knew when you made the Bali sunset that was going to absolutely slap. So, but it was also a risk because you know what?
Yeah.
It might have.
It was a bit different.
Anywhere.
It was a bit rogue.
Exactly.
It was a bit saturated in terms of the colours.
But the saturation paid off.
It did pay off, yeah. But in terms of like engaging with the audience, like especially on Instagram, I feel like I have found a lot of benefit like replying to every single comment.
Oh, always.
Like it's stupid. Like I'm just spending hours and hours replying to comments and trying to be like friendly to people, but you know you get comments from people like in the future videos saying like, oh, thank you so much for engaging with people like us who are just, you know, random people who are stopping by.
I even think now that when they post to their story, it comes up like in the notifications, and then so you see, and I will like and respond to every person, because if someone's willing to like share something on their story, that's like telling someone, oh, this guy's great, maybe you should hire him or whatever. Like it's the same kind of thing. They're showing their people you. Yeah. So they deserve all the thanks.
Yeah, you got to give back to the people that like support your stuff as well. You can't just post a video and expect everyone to just be like comment and then you don't give back to them.
Exactly. Are you with management or are you an independent creator?
As of now, I am with management. Yeah, I was an independent creator for 5-6 years. Yeah, recently signed with management.
How are you finding it?
Oh, how am I finding management?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Yeah, life's a lot more chill. I don't have to like think about, managing my emails. I actually had someone come into my Instagram inbox and I had to like email and manage it. And I was like, this is tiring. This is just one email chain and I'm trying to negotiate. And it was like the hardest thing ever. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this again. Yeah. Throwing it over to my management.
Yeah, it takes it away because I'm still independent. I think that sometimes if you become sort of like not inundated, but even if it's like 2 or 3 things on the go, and you're having to deal with a negotiation back and forth, like it's, I guess, a much better situation to be in where someone can just take care of that for you. Yeah, and they also can like, there's benefits to being independent, and for that is like the relationship you have with a client. Yeah. Being able to, WhatsApp them rather than having them go through your management. It's like you have that personal touch. So especially if you're doing like long-term collaborations and stuff like that, exactly. having an independent like where they're also liaising with the client as well. So it makes it easier. Yeah. So cool. Management's good. How do you work on building creator relationships? I think like with that is collaborating or going to as many sort of, I mean, we're part of UK Shooters, so we know all about like building relationships with other creators and hosting events and getting people, sort of making an environment where people can meet other creators and become friends. And I know like people have got married that have been at UK Shooters events. It's crazy. So I think it's like cool, or we know all about that. We're both like very friendly. We talk to people. And we're willing to like go outside of our comfort zone and put ourselves in situations where there'll be new people and new experiences. So I think like if you're traveling and there's people in your area, like meeting up with people that can show you the sites and things like that, and also just like-minded conversations and individuals, like looking for that in a way, I think it's being genuine as well. Literally. Like you'll get a lot of people who like hit you up and just like be like, oh, what's this location? And it's like when you want to not gatekeep, but you don't want everyone to keep going to that spot maybe because it's, you have to respect the place or whatever. You're not just going to share that with a random person, like, and especially if you want to like meet up with someone, you want to go and shoot with them, like, give back to that person, like, oh, would you want to go shoot or take out for dinner or something like that afterwards? So it's not just like going up to someone and just clearly showing them that you're using them. It's like build that relationship, build rapport with them, and then maybe you can be like, oh, let's go and shoot sometime. Yeah, it's even like Instagram in the DMs. Like people will message you, like you'll get people that will message you a lot. Yeah, there's some people that will constantly and it's like, but then maybe to them we're like a big creator or an inspiration. It's like key to like give back to that person because they're clearly like seeking some sort of like advice or just something from us that they don't have or they need. And it's always worthwhile like keeping the conversation with people. 100%. Keep it all going, mate. Do you think you have a healthy relationship with social media? I think I go on my phone too much.
Yeah, same.
Taylor would agree about that. But that's like an issue. But I wouldn't say like, I mean, there's people that are worse. Like I go places and like, I know I was at one point someone that would be on my phone and people would be speaking to me. And it happened to me once and I was like, okay, I'm like not going to do it. Like if someone's speaking to me, like I'm going to like listen to them. I'm not going to be like, yeah, because like, nah, that can't run. So, but I don't think I'm obsessed. Like when I was on TikTok, I would be on the app quite a lot. Now I barely use TikTok. Don't really post there anymore. Don't use the app unless someone sends me a video.
Yeah.
But with Instagram, I literally don't like go through the thing. I just look at stories.
Yeah.
Stories and the like explore page.
Yeah,
That's probably really it. And then when people's stuff comes up on my thing, then I find people's posts through stories.
Yeah.
Because they'll post it to their story or whatever. But yeah, I think my screen time was really bad not so long ago. But it's definitely like reduced a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a few minutes, you know. A
few minutes is enough, mate.
Yeah, exactly. What about you?
I think in terms of social media as like if you're thinking about like posting and like what it's like to be a creator, I think I have a healthy relationship with it now. As in, I'm happy not having to post. I'm happy when things come in and I do the job and then I'm done. But yeah, I do agree I'm on my phone a little bit too much just because there's some funny stuff on Instagram and TikTok and it does grab you in. So I need to like.
They all have their for me they have their purposes, right? So Instagram, we go on there for our content and to like whatever, and then maybe Twitter or X is like, for me, is like, you know, if it's a Saturday or a Sunday, then it's football, right? So then I'm there and I'm
locked
like,
in, mate.
Locked in, you know, either happy or sad. So, and then like I said, TikTok not really using that much because I just find it's just like this super weird world going on in there. Like it's like anything goes there, you know. So, yeah. That's what I'd say.
I think it's like a 50-50.
50-50, yeah. What's your creative process when receiving a brief and working with a brand?
My creative process. So it depends on obviously if it comes through management or if it comes through me individually, but it's always trying to figure out what the brand wants out of it. You know, like, are they trying to sell more? Are they just trying to make noise about the product? It's always finding out like what the pain points of the brand are. And then finding a way to showcase that in the video. And then obviously after that goes, I usually try and send through some sort of concept or just references of ideas. And then, I think it's just get to shooting and editing really. But I think the most important part of it is the kind of pre-production side, figuring out what the brand wants and how I fit into it. That's also like a question that I ask now. Is like, how am I fitting into your narrative? Because if you're just using me to create, I've had it before, like where a brand literally wanted me to create something that was so like, there was no creative freedom at all. They wanted this one thing. And I was like, how am I here? Like, why am I here? I'm not fitting into anything here. You're just using me to create something that you want, not what I want.
The brand's got to align with your vision.
Exactly. Basically. And I was pretty upset at that. But it's just figuring out if I fit in and what they need.
It's like Dyson with like a Hoover or something like that.
Exactly.
Really going to fit my...
Exactly,
I mean, it could.
I mean, like...
Could be a cool time lapse going on.
Slim-in products. Don't need that.
Nah, I'll be good with that.
Yeah, exactly. So...
I think it's the same. Like, it's always like, what is it exactly that they're after? And why? And, you know, what I'm like... Because if they come to you and they're like, oh, we love this that you did. The client would like something like similar, then that's a bit easier because then you can base it on something you've previously done. But when it's something where it's quite rogue and they're just like, okay, this is what we want, here's some examples, and if the examples are like totally different to what you actually do, then you're like, wait, why have you reached out to me?
Exactly.
Doesn't matter who the client is. But then, like, how do you feel about when it's content where they're not going to use it, you don't have to post it? So when it's just...
I'll do anything, mate.
Yeah.
I'll sell my soul.
Because those jobs are like good because you're still going to make good content.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, it probably would be something you'd want to post regardless. And you should make it in that way. But I always find that's different when you don't have to actually like put it on your socials. And
Yeah,
stuff,
I think when it's on your socials, it's part of you. It's part of it's part of your brand image. But when you're making it for someone else, it's like it doesn't really matter because it's like that's what the brand wanted.
Yeah.
And you're making it for them with your technical skills, and it's not like something that comes from you, if that makes sense. So yeah. So talk us through your creative process from concept to execution on this brief in 60 seconds. So it's a sustainable tech brand. A refurbishment tech brand wants to encourage people to buy expertly refurbished tech, such as smartphones, tablets, or headphones. Explain to the audience how the brand works by refurbing tech, and explain that purchasing from them is better for the planet. For example, it reduces CO2 emissions. Messaging to audience should have a humorous tone of voice. Think tongue-in-cheek. It seems like it works for you, mate. Mm-hmm. Okay, so concept examples. This or that. Show the audience between how much you save by buying refurbished versus buying new. Right, deliverables. You can pick one of these from the 3. 2 TikTok videos, or 2 Instagram Reels, or 2 dedicated YouTube videos. And I'll ask you a question right at the end as well. 60 seconds, let's go, come
on. So I think with this, if it's refurbished tech, I would have A and B people, and the refurbished guy is sort of like, you know, happy and jolly, and the new guy is a bit like, you know, he's a bit sort of serious, and you've got like, what's this weird guy doing here? And the happy and jolly guy is like, oh, you know, you should buy from me. Like that old-fashioned like black and white TV shows, like Charlie Chaplin, that kind of vibe, but in color, obviously, in new age. And like it's just the going against each other of what is what and what is the benefit of buying the refurbed over the new. Mm-hmm. And I think just showing that the world is a nicer place with the refurb rather than the new, and how he's all happy and the other guy is not so happy in the buying things new world, but he should come over to the refurb side and just live in a cleaner world and cleaner world, cleaner mind, same product.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty good.
I
think you should. Can I also add to his thing as well? I mean, it would be even better if it was black and white for the guy, and he goes into colour.
Yes,
he jumps over and it's colour.
Love it.
Yeah, I'll take 10% commission for that. Deliverables. Which one of the 3 would you have chosen? 2 TikTok videos, 2 Instagram Reels?
I would go with just Reels, I think. Yeah. I mean, just it's. I feel it would work on both platforms, Instagram and TikTok. YouTube video, no need. This is definitely a short form angle.
What would you charge for this campaign? I'll give you a little background about the brand. 220k followers. Each post gets about 1,000 likes.
More followers. They got money for marketing, mate.
But it will have to go on your channel, and this is your initial rate.
Cool. I think for that I'd be happy with 2.5 per reel, so 5k.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Plus VAT.
Yeah, why not?
Pocket
Slap
that
it on, mate.
Yeah, good. I like that. Yeah.
Good.
Sick. 5k is good.
That was tough. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a lot of work, mate.
That was within 60 seconds as well. So.
Was it?
No.
Cool. Okay, so this is a journal brand, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The aim is to inspire your audience to journal more and get their ideas from pen to paper. Whether it's reflecting on your day or doing a brain dump, highlight the benefits of jotting things down in the brand's high-quality journals and daily planner notebooks. Create content that passes helpful hints or tips onto your audience within the content that educates your audience, whilst ensuring it's also realistic and attainable.
Mm-hmm.
Examples of this could be a timestamp vlog highlighting the moments throughout the day with the journey or planning naturally integrated, or before and after. Show how jotting things down in journals and planners has been transform your daily life goals in a big or small way. Deliverables. 1 TikTok video, 6 months organic usage on brand-owned social channels, and 1 month paid usage rights on influencer channels and brand socials. What do you got for me, boy?
Right, okay, so if it's for short form, what I would do is, I think I'd run through like a day in the life as me as a creator, but also kind of imagine as if I'm getting briefs and I'm jotting everything down. And over this is like a voiceover describing like what's going on and how my process works and how I stay organized in my day-to-day life. I'm not very organized in my day-to-day life, but this is something that obviously, I think that's what I do is pretend that I'm getting a brief in, using that thing to jot down what I need to do, reply to the thing, like and obviously the voiceover will be like, to stay organized when I have a hectic lifestyle, jotting down everything I need to do. Pen on paper helps me remember it better rather than just typing it up because you can forget it easily. And yeah. Time's are ticking, but I think and then it will just kind of like show like a little process between me, like it'll be like 2 o'clock filming, and then there'll be a shot of me going out and filming, and then editing, and then right at the end there might be like day done. At the bottom it might be like, how did you feel? Circle the excellent, close it, brand logo.
Love it.
Yeah.
So using the journal as your sort of like shot list and the whole process.
Yeah.
But then filming, like using B-roll to like show the timestamps in the book.
Yeah, the journal will be like the backbone of the video. What drives the story forwards?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So then with the deliverables and what they want from you, I don't know how many followers they have, mate. So you're gonna have to
have a gamble.
Let's go. Let's say they got 75K, and average reel views are about 10 to 15,000. Some spike. And they get about.
Oh, it's not posting
likes.
on my channel.
It's posting on your.
Oh,
channel.
it is. Okay. Oh, my TikTok's not that big, so I'll do 3.5. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more, but no, 3.5. I think is
with the 6 months organic usage.
Oh, and 1 month paid. Depends on how much money they're putting in the paid. I'd say forgot about the paid. Let's boost that to 5.5.
Yeah?
Yeah, 5.5. Initial rate. I think I'd be happy with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jot that down, mate.
Yeah, jot that down.
What is your highest paid?
My highest paid deal is 120K.
22K.
5 figs, mate. Let's go.
Which, would like more of those. But... yeah, wasn't the most enjoyable process. I
remember you mentioning,
But then other things have come since which have been more enjoyable, so that's all good. But you have to sometimes go through that, like we said before about big budget. Turnaround.
There's pros and cons to it, right? You can have like a good budget, but like the brand could be quite strict on what they want you to do, and then you'd be like, do I take it because it's good? Like, needs to pay rent and stuff,
exactly.
So, yeah. What's the lowest deal you've ever taken, and why did you take it?
Boy. I even think you could even, if it's actually lowest, like, not even in exchange for something, because that's technically monetary value, right? So,
yeah.
Lowest deal. Wow. Depends on what it is, because there's this company that was reaching out to me the end of last year for these random videos, and I think they were $350, but they were so short and easy to make.
It's almost worth it.
Just easy. It's just for a couple hours. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was $350 for basically 2.5 hours work, which is when you think about it.
It's not bad, mate.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
If you're not doing anything else in the day, I always remember I was doing a job with Equinox, and one of the trainers was saying how one of the customers didn't turn up because there was a job for 10 quid. Well, she was going to get paid £10 to be somewhere, right? And she was doing nothing else, and he was like, it's £10. If you're not doing anything, and all you got to do is jump on the train and go and leave again, then that's 10 quid, right? And I was thinking to myself, that's the same, $350 for, if you're doing nothing else on that day.
Yeah, $350 is good, man.
That's good.
100 odd quid an hour, really. 100 a bit. Yeah,
so
go work it out. That's pretty decent.
If you're earning £100 an hour as a creator, and you're basically doing something that's super simple, that's insane money.
Yeah,
because some people will work a whole day for that.
Exactly.
Still,
yeah. You can buy a lot with 350 quid.
Literally.
You can buy a refurb phone.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Step into that new, nice, clean environment. Right?
Exactly. What's my lowest deal?
Yeah. What is it?
This is a stupid story. I did a shoot for 50 quid, and it was like 4 years into like my career. So I was already like doing shoots for, you know, at least like 800 a day.
Yeah.
I did a shoot for 50 quid a day because it was for a football player, Olivier Giroud.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't actually for him. It was like with a brand that was like working with him. We only had like half an hour. He turned up late. We had like 10 minutes to shoot. Drove all the way to like West London, and I'm based in like Southeast. And it was just, it was so rubbish.
Yeah.
So I had to drive there. I owed my mate like 30 quid for train tickets. Bought myself a McDonald's. I think I ended up with £4 that day. Yeah. Pretty sick deal though.
Yeah.
Definitely got me loads of exposure.
Yeah, mate. With the
labia. Yeah.
How do you negotiate with brands? Well, you don't anymore, do you?
I still do. I have to negotiate like with my management to be like, this is what I need. But negotiating with brands, I think it's not about you all the time.
No.
Sometimes it is. It's also about like what the brand wants and the return they're going to get from it, you know. Yeah. There's like I need to figure out if a brand, one, can invest in my content. Yeah. Because, you know, there's no point working with a brand who doesn't really like trust you.
No.
So making sure that is, and also just, you know, doing a little bit of a deep dive into the brand. Yeah, like, what's their engagement like? Yeah. Do they pump a lot of money into paid advertising? Yeah. Do they sell a lot of products? Mm-hmm. So all of that kind of then affects my rate, if that makes sense. But then also you have to value yourself as a creator, right? So you have your own. How long is it going to take you? How long is it going to take you? You have your base fees that you need to work with. Is there traveling and stuff involved? And then just letting that brand know all of that stuff. It's going to cost me this much to fly here to do this thing for you. Yeah. This is how much it's going to cost. My base fee for a reel is $3,000, $4,000. But I think the video is going to do a lot better. I think it's going to generate sales. And the fact that you're putting paid marketing into it, I need to make sure that I'm compensated for usage. Literally. So, yeah, I think it's all about just standing on business, mate. Mm-hmm. Just standing up for yourself and making sure that you're valuing yourself as a creator. Always. And, just saying if something's wrong, just say it's wrong and say that this is what I want. And then work with them as well. Don't be like, oh yeah, I charge this much.
This is it, right? That's it. Nothing else. That's all I'm taking. Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
No, but just be like, you know, I'm willing to work for this price if you lower the deliverables, if we shorten the video, if we make it a lot more simpler. You're still going to get a very good video, but it's just not going to be what you wanted. Yeah. What's your process?
Yeah, I mean, I agree entirely, and I think 2 weeks ago, I was reached out by a huge brand, huge in our niche, and I was like, this is my moment. And I was like, let's go. You know, quoted like 7.5 for 2 videos, and they came back and said the budget was $600. Like, are you like, what tree have you fallen out of? But also, like, I was like genuinely I thought he missed a zero.
It's dollars as well. Yeah, that's the joke.
I know. I thought 400 something like quid. Zero off the 600. I was like, I'll take that. But clearly, it wasn't a typo, and I was genuinely like, it's not April Fool's Day. No.
You wrote it in letters as well. It was $600. Yeah. It wasn't even 6,000.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a new one, you know. Yeah. Now I thought it was Christmas, birthday, and everything all rolled into one. But
mate, if you want to get me on there, you have enough money to pay me to help you out as well.
So that was a strange one. But I've like in that situation, I've still like negotiated and was actually willing to like take equipment because I knew that I would need it for something. And what they sell is like highly useful, and maybe just to build a relationship. And then I was away with Formula E last week, and we were doing something with somebody who was an ambassador of theirs. So I was like, we're shooting this cool stuff that no one is getting in the coolest car that is about to come out. Yeah. And I can get you angles you can't even dream of. You can only dream of. And he still was like, and I was just like, what is this? And I remember the person...
$600, that's
the
what
person,
it is.
The person, I remember when we were filming in Slovenia for the Sony project, I remember this person following me, and I saw the brand in their profile, and I was like, something's coming.
this is my moment.
and when it came, I was like, you know, so it was a really strange situation, but I think going back to what you said after that long sort of like tangent, it is basically knowing what you're worth and looking at what they do and their metrics and everything else, and like if they're pumping like money into advertising, because some of these brands are pumping like thousands and thousands into ads, and it's like, you know, that's where you got to think, well, you've got some budget then to play around with, you know.
Did you take it then?
No. Well, I even gave him like a couple options, and he was like, and then I spoke to other people that work with them, who were like bigger than you and I, more numbers, and I was like, what did you do? And they were like, oh yeah, did this. And I was like, really? Like, what? I know they just released a new product. Maybe that's where all their money was going. But
really, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He says he'll be in touch. So
yeah.
Ups the
nice one, mate.
I don't know.
Yeah,
zero,
you'll be
mate.
in touch.
Yeah.
Biggest joke.
Crazy. What's the number one thing you ask brands before you collaborate?
You got budget?
Yeah, what are you paying me? Yeah.
What are you paying me? No, I think
it's all about the money.
it's one thing I ask is, just what are you looking to do? What, like, why do you want to make videos, like, for this thing?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the motive behind it? Because if there's no motive,
explain your why, basically.
Yeah, explain your why. And I think that one also helps separate me, not me from everyone, but like the people who ask that question separate themselves from a brand, because it's like, okay, they see that, okay, look, they actually trying to figure out what we need, rather than just trying to get money out of us. I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's what everyone is trying to do, right? Everyone's trying to get money out of someone.
Yeah.
But it's figuring out if you're doing it in a good way,
Yeah.
and a fair way. So I think I asked them just, why do you want to make this? What's it for?
I think it just goes down that route of like where we'll look, because if they come along and they're like, oh hey Gareth, oh hey Keenan, we want this one video, and then and it's like, well, where's it going? What's it being used for? Like, if they don't explain about usage rights or that kind of stuff, like ads, you know, I just did a video for someone, and they said it was for ads, but they didn't specify what, and the whole conversation was about a reel. And then they were like, do you have a horizontal version? It's like, well, no, we were making a reel here. So it's like being like, that's the key thing. And, you know, if you're asking questions and they're saying yes, 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 and that's what you go with. But
yeah, I think, it's also just, figuring out exactly what they want. Just, as you said, if they ask for a horizontal version afterwards, it's like, no, you didn't ask for it in the first place. I can't. 30. No, I can give you a horizontal version, but mate, my face is gonna be like this big in the video.
If you want zoomed in, that's what you're gonna get. Yeah, no product.
Yeah.
But cool. Do you diversify your income as a creator, and if so, how?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I have a lot, but
you were onto a winner with a product, but didn't actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Through no fault of your own.
No. Currently, just like you get some money from affiliates, like from educational sites.
Yeah.
Lots every now and then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Price guide. I have a price guide that was $10.
Yeah.
$10 to make $100.
Bloody good price guide. Mate.
Good return. That's it really. I'm in the process of building out a course.
Yeah.
Which will hopefully diversify my income streams. But that's it really. Just coming from YouTube. Actually, I'm not even on YouTube partner program anymore. No, I haven't posted in like a year.
Oh, you have to be consistent with the posting.
Yeah, naturally. What about you?
Yeah, just the only thing that's actually on sale, my services other than myself, is preset pack, which I think one sale a month, maybe 2 a month.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's kind of nice though, seeing like I don't know how much
£8, you know, popping off.
Mine's like PayPal. Mine's like £4, but then PayPal take $1 or something like that. So check my bank account, I get £3 every single time, once a month.
I think
it's half a coffee.
I think there's that, and although with We Are 8 actually, I
Oh yeah, that's.
They actually get like at least like 30 quid a month from them.
Is that licensing? Like,
No, it's if you post on there and they feature it on their like explore page.
yeah.
Or on their main, they call it their stage, then they pay you for it. So I think last month I got like 44. And I just randomly post on there, and then I'll see it'll have the 8, and then they'll email me and be like, "Hey, just dropping this money in your PayPal." So, thanks, I appreciate it.
44 quid, mate.
It's better than
$600.
$600 for 4 long videos. Cool. The CNC community has rang, and we're here to answer.
Hi, I want to use special effects, but I only shoot on my phone. Do you have any good recommendations for apps to edit with green screen and for adding in special effects that you can use on a phone?
I think that both CapCut and InShot nowadays both have the chroma key feature where you can...
Mate, those are so good.
They're so advanced nowadays. I think that, like going back to the question of editing on laptop and phone, I think that there are people out there that are making insane content with a smartphone and editing it on a smartphone.
Yeah.
Despite like Adobe not really getting into that phone editing space with video, I don't think it's quite.
There's Rush and stuff, but
it's
not
like, on the level.
They're just more simple edits.
Whereas with CapCut and InShot, and I think like there's a few others like VN or something, like there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Now. But they're the two leaders are InShot and CapCut, and yeah, green screen not an issue. It's actually.
I don't think you even need a green screen. As in you had the green screen effect, but you don't need a blank wall.
No,
just
exactly.
Cut you out.
It's all in there. It's all in the app. So, and that's been from like a while ago. So yeah, definitely.
And it's got captions and everything in
there.
Yeah,
it's all in there.
So
now.
good. The ConC community has rang, and we're here to answer.
Hi, so I've been offered a 9-month contract, and they want 1 Instagram post and 1 story set with 4 frames per month, and I don't know how much to charge for this, and I have 10,000 followers.
Okay, so 10,000 followers, 1 post, 4 story a month. I think let's say if we have like a solid engagement of like 10% maybe, so like 1,000 likes, yeah. I think honestly depends on how much work is for the reel
and the client
as well. Let's say it's just an average client, and if you're just saying base fees, I think minimum 1.5K for the reel. Yeah. Minimum 1.5K for the reel. Obviously, if they need to put more money into it, then you can charge a little bit more. For the story set, 100 to 150 quid a story.
Yeah.
So 400 to 600 pounds for the story. So overall,
about 2K.
2K a month.
Yeah.
So then obviously in 9 months, that's about 18 grand.
18, yeah.
That's fair enough. I mean, 9 months is a long time.
That's a decent return.
If there's exclusivity as well, that's completely fair enough.
Yeah.
But if there's no exclusivity, get the bag.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, I mean, obviously, if you're doing that per month, you can... That's per month. But if you're doing... For 9 months, you can discount it a little bit. So, for example, maybe say 15K.
Yeah.
15 grand's a good amount of money.
For that amount of content.
Yeah, for one person, if it's not going to take you too much
insane money.
effort, Yeah, I'd say about let's say between 15 to 18 is a range. But obviously that depends on the kind of content you create as well.
Yeah, if you're making like one-off like VFX crazy time lapses, going from different galaxies, that's going to cost a lot more. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, quite unique.
I like that little segment.
That was
fun.
good. Yeah, can we have more then?
I wanted to ask a question about editing. What was the hardest editing project you've ever had to do, had to face, and would you mind sharing what tips, tricks, or hacks you used to overcome it and get the project finished?
I mean, for me, it would just be like taking on something that I would maybe put more pressure on myself with, like a cinematic edit, which has never been like. I'm not the best editor. I would say that, but I like to like sometimes throw myself into something. I may not be the most quickest or efficient either, but I find that sort of going into the unknown a little bit and willing to like push boundaries or try something you wouldn't normally do. I definitely think with editing, I find that since switching to DaVinci Resolve, it's a bit faster now, especially with color grading and editing in one platform. Keyboard shortcuts is a huge thing, which I know you'll agree on. Just speeding up the workflow any way possible, really. Going through your selects as efficiently as possible, and just building the edit as you go. That'd be my tips.
Yeah.
I'm not like that insane level of editor. Like, I know you've done way more advanced edits than I have, so maybe you can answer this one.
My hardest
'Cause
one.
I know you can spend 4 hours doing just one, like, tiny vector. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I think my hardest one was it was for Samsung, one of my like announcement videos where I did the phone and I changed the time and then the background was changing in Mount Fuji. That was the hardest one because I stupidly had the camera on autofocus, which then meant that when I was blending everything together, I had to like fake autofocus and the sunlight was really bad on me. I didn't film it in good time, at a good time. So yeah, that one I think I spent like 30 odd hours doing that. And the video is 7 seconds long.
it was worth it though.
It was worth it, yeah. But yeah, I think that's my toughest edit. And in terms of tips, I think having an organized folder structure is so handy for.
Shout out Dropcast for that one.
Yeah, shout out Dropcast. Yeah, it's so handy. I think having an organized folder structure allows you to know where everything is at any one time.
Yeah.
And having everything organized means you can just like drag and drop things wherever you need it. And that just really helps with projects. If you have like a messy project structure, like, you edit one day, you'll be locked in, you'll be in the flow, like editing. Next day you come back and you have no idea where everything is. So
making those folders, having like footage, assets, export, like it just like keeps everything together and just, like you said, just drag your things in and then it's there.
Yeah, I think that's like a big tip. And then obviously if you're looking at like actual editing tips and tricks, the only thing I would say is like watch people who you think are better than you, do it all the time, screen record their videos and just watch it frame by frame to see exactly how they've done it, because you will see little like mistakes and stuff like that.
Of course.
And that's how I learn different tips and tricks, because when you break it down frame by frame, it becomes a lot easier than when you see something in full real time. You're like, oh, how did he just duplicate himself like 50 times?
Yeah.
But you go into frame by frame and you see, maybe there's like a mask here, which means there's masking involved.
There's even like trying to film like you want to edit. So like I find with like transitions, other than like things like film burns are like cool, but like it's always nicer to make a transition in camera and then pass that through in the edit rather than having to make a transition, which is many ways to make a transition. But I really am a fan of like even now if I pull it off, I'm like super like happy, but like just going this way and then continuing or whatever, continuation shot. But
in your story the other day. It was smooth as hell. I was like, chase.
Oh, the Samsung event.
I was like,
thank you, mate. But yeah, making that in camera, so then it's easier to edit that way. And that's a simple tip to elevate an edit.
Yeah, 100%. Shoot in camera. Shoot for the edit. Yeah. What is your final message to content creators or anyone looking to become a content creator?
I think like going back to that thing, if you want to make content, like find out what it is that makes you happy, or like cliche, like set you on fire, but like, set your soul on fire, but just like someone that just brings you happiness. If you can make content around that, then go at that. I think we both started out sort of taking photos or videos, and then traveling helped us get to the point where we wanted to maybe do it as a job, and then we got clients, and then it evolved and evolved and evolved into the world we're in now, and we find ourselves in this social media space. So people that are just like, I find that now social media is just everywhere, and the opportunity or chance to be a creator is far greater now than it was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's just about like finding out what it is that you want to do, and if you can make content around that, then just go like full send.
Yeah, I think so as well.
It's like what Casey said. All you need is a smartphone and a Wi-Fi connection, a smartphone, and a good idea. It's pretty much like that.
Yeah, you can do anything with that.
Literally. I
think my message would be like, just keep going. I think.
Keep on running.
Just keep on going. There's people like Paolo, for example, who is just, he has a full-time job but has been creating,
mate.
he grinds, like posting videos every single day.
In that style.
In
every
that
single
style.
time, yeah.
But it's done well.
Yeah.
And he's grown like, I think he said he started last year, July. So in the space of under a year, he's hit over 100K, which is like insane to me. It took me 5-6 years to even hit 100K. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, but like keep trying to better yourself each time, and just post, because that's how you learn.
Yeah.
You learn what things work and what things don't work by posting. You'll never know if you don't post. So
Literally.
yeah, just create content. Give us the tea, mate. You got any future exciting projects coming up?
Well, currently working with Formula E, which is super exciting, and we'll be branching into making my own content around that. Whereas now I'm just helping film race films and marketing content for them.
It's funny because you get to travel and stuff, right?
Get to travel. It's really nice. Next race is in China, so that's going to be super cool. So that's a really nice avenue, and motorsport is, I wouldn't have imagined me to get into motorsport, but now I find that like working with them and them liking me also as a creator is going to create a little avenue. So
You got the best of both worlds there.
That's quite cool.
You're working as a DP,
Yeah.
you're filming for them, and then they also want you to do social content as well. So it's like
it's exciting to
double
like go down
whammy.
there. And then I think real imminent stuff, we have obviously a road trip with Adobe and Sony, which is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which we'll probably have done by the time this comes out, but that's going to be fun with UK shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Got a few Adobe events coming up. It's Adobe Week
It is.
next week.
Max,
yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Yeah, obviously the road trip, potentially going to Cannes Film Festival.
Yes.
Potentially, not sure yet.
Not sure,
yeah. And what else is there? Hopefully a short film at some point. I think another not like an actual film, but like a short cinematic documentary.
Nice.
And I think that'll be coming up maybe in the second half of this year at some point, towards the end of the year. So
Looking forward to it, mate.
and more Samsung content.
More Samsung.
Content. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, and hopefully a lot of traveling with that involved because of potential launches in the future. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Where can people find you online, my boy?
At 87 shots every single place.
It's pretty good.
All over the place. Just like you have the same name.
Yeah, but YouTube's Keenan Lamb TV. So Keenan Lamb on Instagram and TikTok, and Keenan Lamb TV on YouTube.
But yeah, thank you, Creators on Creators, for having myself, Gareth, 87 shots, and
Keenan at Keenan Lamb.
And yeah, make sure you leave us a rating, review the episode, and don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you, Creators on Creators, for having us.